I was surprised by this movie in many ways.
I gotta say, I was regretting my decision.
I think this would be something I'd show to my kids.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I think it's about a father's love for his child.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And a complete stranger's love for that man's
They wore
child.
really ugly outfits. Puke yellow, prom night, pale blue, you know.
I don't even know where to start with this
Definitely
film.
not a movie I would consider watching unless you tell me to. Hello, I'm Derek.
And I'm Peter.
And this is the Mog Live.
Yes, in this live stream, both of us have decided to watch more Star Wars and cross our fingers and hope for the best.
Yeah. I must admit,
and
I'm not all caught up on Ahsoka. Like, there's just so much Star Wars. I just can't keep track of it all. I haven't caught up. So I only know bits and pieces. Have you watched it all?
I think that... No, I haven't watched any. I've watched Rebels a bit. I've watched a bit of Rebels.
Where she snips in there, right? Young Ahsoka.
No, that's Clone Wars.
Oh, see.
So I've seen Clone Wars. She's in both because she's Dave Filoni's pet project, his character of choice.
Yeah, I feel like such a boomer, hey? I don't know. I can't keep track. Can you fill me in on anything that I need to know?
Well, I'm hoping that the actual show will do it. So if not, I can...
Well, we've seen her a bit in Mando, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, we did. That's true.
And it was quite an independent character. They didn't really have to describe who she was and like backstory and flashbacks and blah.
No. I'm hoping that we'll hear, but essentially she was the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And before he became Darth, the spoiler, and
Really? What happened
yeah,
there?
she quit the Jedi Order.
Oh.
She ended up quitting the Jedi Order because she was disillusioned with it.
Oh, right.
So she didn't get killed in the cull.
I was talking about Anakin.
What was
He's still good,
what
right?
Was that? Yeah, Anakin's still good. Yeah, he was good.
Nothing happened to him, right?
No. No. Well, actually, Obi-Wan said that he was the best pilot. A young Jedi named Darth Vader betrayed and murdered Anakin. So Anakin's dead.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, and he's still with me right here. Hello, hey son.
He's beside me right now. You got it. Hey, good Anakin. Yeah.
Still hate sand.
Did you have you murdered any women and children lately? Good guy.
Good guy.
Star character.
So yeah, I liked the character in Snips, and I like how you pointed out that Dave Filoni was his little baby, because it felt that way. It was like a young sort of Luke, almost. Like his version of Luke. She was sort of...
in a way, yeah.
Like a little bratty, sort of like naive and trying to do her own thing, but very talented and gifted, and it needed guidance.
Apparently, like when he first introduced her as a character, people hated her, because she was, a little kiddie know-it-all. So he sort of brought her down a notch and introduced her to some failure, which is always good for character development.
Well, that reminds me of Luke, he was very like sort of unlikable at the beginning, and then he loses his master, and then sort of...
That's true. He does go through quite a bit of loss in the first episode, doesn't he?
Yeah. So that's quite good. And it gives that relationship between, master and apprentice to Anakin, which we didn't really get to see as much in the Clone Wars and stuff.
Yeah. But it was all, it's all predominantly animated. There's only been, 2 episodes with 2 or 3 episodes with Ahsoka in it, live action, and
it really felt those episodes were fan service. It was sort of like the fans really wanted something, that was nostalgic, and so here they're the characters, the main ones, And I got a little bit of that from this trailer. You know, there's a bit of Dooku. Did you
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
so there's a lot of fan service.
They just drop him in there.
Um, for particularly for people who like Rebels, there's like it's just a ton of it. Um, but
Did you like
yeah,
Rebels?
uh, it was good. Yeah, a bit of a mix, but I didn't mind it. I thought the animation wasn't as good as Clone Wars because of it wasn't quality so much as the style that was chosen. I didn't really like the style of the animation in comparison to Clone Wars. Um, just
Well,
like
Disney had taken over at that stage, hey, and so it felt that like there was a bit
I
of an
think it was
influence.
just a choice. I think it
Uh,
was just a choice. Like they just made choices. Like if you look at the Tie Fighters, they look like they're fat with
well, it
small,
was the whole thing was
small
very
fins.
stylized, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a different style to Clone Wars. Um,
Whereas Clone Wars
uh,
was still Lucasfilm, wasn't it? It was still its own entity.
yeah, I guess that could have been the reason. I don't really know. I thought they just chose to do it in a different style.
Yeah,
Um,
could be. Yeah.
because like you see, like even the lightsabers are different. Like they're very thin in Rebels, whereas they're sort of a more realistic shape in Clone Wars.
Mm.
If you
What was
if
your
if you
thoughts on Clone and Rebel on Clone Wars? Then, sorry, you liked Clone Wars.
the the thing that's been good about them has been that some are good and some are awful. Um, but you can enjoy the good ones.
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, so that's something.
I
Um,
actually didn't get your thoughts on Andor. What was your thoughts on Andor?
it's awesome.
Yeah, it was good,
I
eh?
thought it was very good.
Uh,
Yeah,
it took me a while to
yeah.
get into it, to be honest. I was a
Did you
little bit lost at
did
the
you
start.
watch it?
I fell asleep actually. It was going through just a period of exhaustion, and I was just like, okay, there's a lot going on. I passed out, and it
I
took me a while
it
to
would
like
be it would be hard to get into
to
if you
engage.
couldn't stay awake.
Well, I just found it like, okay, where is this going? For a couple episodes, it felt like that. They were
Yeah,
introducing a lot, and it was like, okay, there's a lot. And it's a different tone. There's not as much
very
like
different.
Mando. You get a hit of like friggin', you know,
It wasn't your
emotion.
traditional story of Star Wars. It didn't
Yeah.
follow. It was more like a spy series. It was a more mature spy series than it was anything else I can think of.
Mm.
Like I likened it almost to not not like full on, but a little bit John Le Carre, like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It
Yeah, it
was
felt
sort
like
of
that, eh?
like a slow, more mature development, and with some big build up, like episodes building up to like the heist and all of that stuff, and just a lot going on because it was an exploration of what it is for rebellion to start off, and compromises and complexities and intrigue, and you know, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it
Well,
was
like
absolutely
it's interesting
fantastic.
you say Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy because it was an espionage genre, wasn't it? The whole thing. It's
Yeah,
like they had the man
absolutely.
in the inside, and the double crosses, and like all of this sort of whose allegiance is on who. So I didn't realize when I first started watching it that that's what I was into, because it
Yeah.
sold itself as like this epic sort of backstory for Andor, but it didn't tell you how it was going to unfurl.
No. It was interesting called, and actually there's some few little tidbits in there as well. The the Andor theme that played at the beginning of every Andor episode. Uh, what you do is you actually, if you play all the themes at once, it plays a full orchestra set of the theme of
Ah,
Andor. So every episode, once you overlay them, it actually plays the
did
full
you figure
theme.
that out? Oh, you
No,
found it.
I'm not that smart.
That's
Uh,
cool. The
but
music was well
yeah,
done.
yeah, just and there's just a mood and a theme to it, and just yeah, just it was very. I I was blown away by it. Honestly, I was riveted. I haven't been that riveted um, about a series in a long time.
The only pacing
Just
thing I thought was the whole jail thing. That was like suddenly he got caught and then he was thrown in jail. That felt like a little bit okay. They could have used a bit more, I don't know, could have handled that a bit more delicately because it felt like very sudden that it was like, okay, would they have to move this story along? And
well, actually, I thought I actually found that fine because it was an example of what it is that type of living in an occupation where you essentially haven't done anything wrong, but the system has picked you up and it's pulled you along and just dumped you because you're living in a completely different time that, you know, they just make a change and suddenly you're going to jail and you're never getting out. Like
yeah,
it's like an exploration of that type of fascist occupation, and you know, like they explored lots of different components of what it is to exist in that type of regime. So
mm,
like the going to prison and stuff uh, is also a callback to some George Lucas stuff before then. Like one his his early film
THX.
THX. Yeah, I think there's a bit of an exploration of that,
Mm,
but just that whole thing, the compartmentalization, people not knowing what each other is going on, but still people finding a way to work around the system to at least, how rebellion can still exist even in such a controlled, dictatorial, fascist regime. It was just very, I
really
was
good characters, I
totally
think,
amazed by it.
pull
Yeah.
that together because I felt forced into that situation, but then I was very gripped by the characters because there was like, okay, instantly you're in
Andy
this,
Serkis.
yeah, fuck, in this new world, and like he's like really dominating as a presence, and so you get swept
Mm.
along with his persona and his like, and then his shift, his arc is like really amazing. Hey, it's
Yeah.
like it's really good arc. So
No.
that was
I
the only
was I
niggle. It
thought
was
yeah.
like from that to that, they needed to get from A to B, and it felt like, oh, okay, could have been a
Mm.
little bit more. But like you say, yeah, if it does, it's like, yeah, it's like being forced along as a viewer.
Yeah. And I think that
Like
is
if
the
I,
experience of some people in those regimes where they don't like they literally don't know what like has just happened. They're like
mm,
pulled out and just drawn through a system and immediately placed in a thing. No reason or rhyme, no explanation. They're there. There's nothing they can do to defend or argue against it. It literally is the system has just dragged them and pulled them. Because
mm,
when you think about it, like all he's gone through to not get caught, um, and hide evidence and all of that type of stuff, and then suddenly there was no need for evidence. There was no need for anything. He literally was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No
yeah,
need for anything. Picked up, done,
yep, yep,
straight in. Uh, very, very clever
mm,
because he was a representative of what it is to go through these different systems and what rebellion. It's just it was really good. I was astonished because I thought it would be a load of crap.
did you? I
Um,
didn't get that impression.
Before it came out and anything, when they were talking about it coming out as a series, I was just like, oh god, a Kathleen Kennedy project, and it's
The
you
first I
know,
heard of it was the trailer, and I was quite sold on the trailer.
yeah. Well, I just thought, no one had asked for it really.
Mm,
And I said, why are we doing a series about and like this one character in one of the movies that wasn't even the main character? Like the where his progression was like the main hook of him was where he said he's been fighting the Empire since he was 6 years old. Like there wasn't a lot that you think would be there, but it was just what they did with it. Oh man,
it's that
I was
actor. Hey,
totally impressed.
who's the main actor? I'm so awful
I've
with names.
forgotten.
Uh, the
This
the
one I'm lost on.
Peter Suskind, is that his name?
Oh, Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. Fuck, he's
Mm,
so good. I like him. Hey,
yeah.
when I saw him in the trailer,
What
I
did I
thought,
give
oh,
up? Everything.
yeah, he's this violent, unhinged.
And he plays the character of the light guy, and in the cellar of
Antiques.
artifacts. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's dancing between these two worlds, but he does it like with this real sort of volatile heroism. Like it's both,
Mm,
he knows what has to be done. He sort of,
yeah.
it's like he embraces this sort of violent dark side. So it's really good to see that
I want to
on
watch it
screen.
again. It's been a while since I've seen it, um, but I really do want to watch it again, just because of just how it was. Just I haven't watched it from start to finish. Like I watched it when it was coming out, episode to episode. So, you know, there's something there. It was drawn out, and you're waiting for the next thing. So it probably didn't feel as fast for me as it would
I binged it.
have for you. Yeah.
I totally binged it.
Um,
And I was like, oh shit, okay. So I watched the first when it came out with my brother. I think we were both exhausted, so we fell asleep. But we liked it, but I never got around to finishing it until I binged it. And it's the complexity of the storytelling, I think, that has been lacking in a lot of
yeah.
the Star Wars stuff. You need that depth of character and like exploring deeper themes. Um,
And not like the level of complexity of the characters in the greatest Star Wars is not that deep. Like I think that's why people like the Darth Vader thing, is because he's own
Oops,
character
you broke up.
development,
Say again.
and he's had this growth of being from Anakin as a child all the way through. Um, why some people have been drawn to it. I wasn't a big fan of the actor Hayden Christensen. He was very whiny. The Empire, snacks,
Yeah.
everything.
Well, he came
I'll
back in
rule it
Obi-Wan.
all.
He did a really good job in that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's right.
It
Like
was
that.
a sort of
The
redemption thing for him.
just just a little. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of scenes to shift a perspective on something.
Well, it was the
Give someone an
writing as well.
opportunity.
Really excellent writing
Hmm.
to make use of his sort of. Um,
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
mm, yeah, it was a big redeeming moment, I think, for him. He's been through a
Um,
lot, poor brother.
hmm.
What do you reckon? Should we
Yeah,
start?
as
What are you hoping for
I
this?
think so. Yeah, I don't have a tremendous amount of time. Sorry,
What are you hoping for this?
I'm hoping to enjoy it. That's I'm completely open to whatever happens. Have no expectations either way.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. So, are you ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I gotta put in my other headphones.
Just say the word and I shall hit spacebar.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. You saying Lucasfilm?
It's stopped. Yeah. No, I'm saying Disney Plus.
Oh, hang on. I
Okay.
gotta pause then. When do you start seeing?
Pause it. It is 4 seconds in for me.
Tell me when you see Star Wars. The logo.
I'm seeing the
Robots?
masks and Star Wars.
Okay, playing. The evil galactic empire has fallen.
Mm. Fragile beast. The plot is underway. Lost Imperial Grand Throne. I'm interested to see what they do with Thrawn.
There she is, Ashoka Tano. Oh, Morgan, Elspeth.
For trial. Who's Morgan Elsbeth?
Wasn't she in Star Wars? I can't remember.
Ooh,
The movies? Wasn't she part of the rebellion?
I don't think so. Sorry, they hear Jedi and they bring 6 people.
He doesn't believe that they are.
Yeah, I know, and he brought 6 people. It's like, bring a security detail. Oh, we already know this is not going to go well.
Oh, fuck. This is pretty early introduction.
Oh, well, that's good. A lot of the stuff from the
Star Wars.
trailers in the first is
Even
just in the
his
beginning.
mechanical sort of blocking and stuff.
Very cinematic. Yeah, She was in The Mandalorian.
Oh.
Yeah, not a bad intro.
Good intro, yeah. To the point. No camera shake.
Yeah, certainly the captain's acting was better than the acting I've seen in some of the other Mandalorians.
He's an Aussie, isn't he, this guy? The villain?
Um, he was in some other stuff.
Home and Away?
He's dead. He died.
Oh, shit.
The guy passed away. Yeah, the actor. I'm not giving spoilers. Oh, nice. That's what I like to see. Using the Force with the lightsabers. Don't often get to see that.
It's a good point, actually. This is the first series which is a proper Jedi in its full power, in her full power.
This is much more cinematic than the other ones. Even just as a start.
Do you know who's behind this one?
Dave Filoni.
Lots of Indiana Jones vibes.
Yeah. I think that may be why I was thinking.
You seen the new one yet? I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't spoil it.
Wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to be.
This is the interdimensional being, though.
Sorry?
This is the interdimensional being right here, though.
Interdimensional bit.
Yeah, Lucas.
Right. They all merge into one. The fifth element.
The fifth element, did you say?
Yeah. Well, it looks like,
Yeah.
you know, the stones.
It's a MacGuffin.
Well, all that history.
X-Wings, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Ships looks amazing.
Mm. I know where Disney lost all its money, all its budget.
Gosh, this looks such like the Millennium Falcon, hey? The design of
Hmm.
it. Was that a romance theme?
Oh God, I hope not. So if you watch Rebels, this is where a lot of the place was set on this planet. That's what my dog does.
Which one?
Remy does the whole stretching thing. You hear the cracking of all his bones. Oh, that looks like
Star Wars got the worst food, hey, out of all the
it
sci-fi.
does. That's because it's all the American influence. It's like looks like not Cocoa Pops.
But it's all just powdered. You add water, and it's like
Yeah, yeah,
weird
and it's colored. It's all got
blue.
like unnatural colors. Anything that has a hint of like some type of radioactive material. She's got the Padawan. Uh, what do you call it?
Yeah, the hair braid.
I wanted to call it a mullet. or whatever, you know. But yeah, air braid works too.
She looks like um, what's the pure blood in Game of Thrones? Valerian.
Oh, right. Now this is this trope I hate. The whole tossing in their sleep. I'm so disturbed in my sleep.
Whole first half has been full of tropes.
True, but at least they were done better. Like they've been consistent. Like I don't know. It's certainly a lot more Star Warsy than Andor, that's for sure.
He was in Starship Troopers, wasn't he?
Yeah. Hang on. Was it? Yes, he was. He was the one who saved the day at the end, captured a bug breed.
He's doing well, eh?
He goes, "You cannot disarm your opponent if you have no hand." Straight and to the point. One thing that I've noticed is so far they've done a lot of storytelling without explaining everything, if that makes sense. Like it's visual storytelling rather than just, um, oh, we were once dating 5 years ago. I don't know where he is now.
Mm.
Before he exploded and lost 5 arms. So, as a reference, the artwork is consistent with the. Oh well, that's a homage. Music is even a homage to
Yeah,
Phantom Menace.
nice music so far.
Hmm. He's taking his time with a lot of those shots as well, which is sort of not really a Mandalorian thing, if that makes sense.
Different pacing, yeah. A little bit
Hmm.
slow for my taste. But if it's consistent, you get
Hmm.
used to it. The old Lucas swipe.
Hmm.
Do you already have an emotional connection to this character, having seen the Rebels?
Me?
Yeah.
Which character?
Sabine Wren?
Nah, not really. Not really.
Because they're setting it up like you're meant to
When
feel
I,
for her. The master left her, the boyfriend got killed, she's emotional wreck. But I'm not
well,
feeling it.
yeah, I think that the reason, and this is a thing that often happens, is that people do is they introduce a character who's very arrogant and you know bullish, and
To be part of an arc, maybe later.
yeah,
She'll
that's
soften
the
up.
hope. Yeah, she'll have failures and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see what happens. Something that allows you to uh, thing. I don't often think it's the best way of introducing a main character by making them, self-assured, arrogant, and foolhardy. And it's commonly done too. But
But I thought
I am
because she was in a
prepared to.
previous series, maybe there was an emotional connection already.
Oh, there probably is for a lot of people, yeah. But I mean, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be how it is. Uh, when you're doing a live action, people shouldn't have to. Don't just push it. Please tell me you don't just push it, because people would have been pushing it the whole bloody time.
Looks a bit Celtic,
Don't
eh?
just push.
That symbol.
Don't just push it. Please don't just push it.
It's a Rubik's Cube.
Please, and no, don't just turn it 3 times and then suddenly it's done. It's a Rubik's Cube. Was probably.
Looks a bit like the Milky Way.
Now it gets stolen so that there's a race against time.
Definitely need to start picking up the pace, eh? Should be a race.
Ow, that would have hurt.
Metal on bone.
Yeah. One thing I hate is when they do a whole 360-degree turn.
Quite well choreographed, though.
Yeah, not too bad.
I like that they're focusing on a fight for once. Oh, I like that a lot, eh?
Hmm.
Was Ray the actor? That guy.
Oh yeah, must have been.
Oh, directed by Dave. Hold on, Dave.
Good old Davy boy.
Yeah, the thing with the lightsaber battle, it's always been about it's been about a show of like like you say, a visual way to tell at what level two people are in terms of their skill and power and the dynamics of them, and that was a really good way to face off two characters
Mm.
of equal sort
Yeah.
of measure, and it showed that like with the choreography.
As in that they weren't both like the ultimate
Yeah,
at what, like they weren't super duper or anything like that. But
and they were taking their time, and like there was a lot going on there. It's quite good. Like she didn't jump in, the dark one.
mm, yeah, and prior and you know, it was very predictable.
Sorry.
It was very predictable, the this episode, but
I'm not a
it still
fan of
was
the actual
enjoyable.
writing, to be honest. It's sort of like they've got the MacGuffin and they got to go on a map quest. That's really tropey. It's like, do they have to do this stuff over and over and over? Isn't there a better way to do this?
I Well, I mean, you could talk to the writer of Andor.
Well, that was a different genre.
Yeah, I
I
wonder
mean,
who
we
did the
got there in
writing.
the end. We sort of introduced the characters. They've got a place to go now. There's a bit of conflict. And I think this is their model now. They have 2 episodes to sell an audience and they give them away for free, sort of thing.
Mm,
And then they try and get you hooked by then. So we've got one
yeah.
more episode. And we're sort of invested now. They've given us enough action to like
Mm.
to watch the next one, and then they can take their time with that as well. They probably will.
Yeah. Do you want to watch the next one?
How do you feel?
How long is it? 43 minutes?
Probably an hour. This was 53.
Oh, it says 43.
Oh, yeah?
57, yeah. Do you want to do it?
Okay. One sec.
You game?
I just
And
gotta
it
set
even has the previous one. So I can skip the previously on.
Hang on.
I'm just skipping the recap.
Oh, no, we better watch
There
it
you go.
because then we'll be out of sync. 1 second.
Oh, I just hit skip.
I don't have the
I'm
skip.
at the Luke.
I don't
No,
have the
that's
skip.
okay. Just tell me when you get to the Lucasfilm intro. You know,
All
with
right.
the masks and everything like
Okay.
that. We can sync on Star Wars again if you like.
All right.
Yeah, it starts again on the Star Wars thing, so I'll skip to that.
All right, hang on. Yeah, I'll skip. I'll do the same. Hang on. Does it actually show that? How far in? 4 minutes? Oh, there. Lucasfilm.
1 minute 32 seconds for me.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Hang on. I'm doing it twice.
Stab through the guard.
1 second. Okay. 3,
All she really need to
1. Go. Lucasfilm. I'm glad they got the. It's playing the droids.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Play. For crying out loud, this thing is being stupid.
Do I need to pause?
I'm hitting. Yeah.
I'll pause. Shall I go back to Star Wars?
Yeah. Okay. I'm at Star Wars. Oh no, I'm Lucasfilm.
Tell me when you're at Star Wars.
Okay, Lucasfilm with the music.
And the droids.
Yeah, droid faces. Mask faces, I mean. And Star Wars.
White? Are you on the white screen yet?
Now, shut down.
Not so much of a race as back to a slow crawl, man. Nodding off. Nodding off. These guys are really dynamic though. I like what they did here.
I think I don't mind the pace as much as you do, but I understand the.
No, when he said there was going to be a race, fuck man, that would have been awesome.
A what?
A race, if they both knew, but no, she didn't.
Oh, sorry, I
destroyed.
used the wrong word. I think I know what it is. There has to be. They have to. It's often like they need the more actiony parts to be faster to justify the slow pace of the slower scenes. Like so slow. There's nothing wrong with the slow scene as long as you know, ramp it up to something, because in a way, slow scenes build tension. So there needs to be that release, man. I need a release. And if it's not fulfilling enough.
But yeah, it's kind of lacking tension, I think. With these two characters. The other guys are great. These ones, I don't know, they're not really holding it. It's a little bit too wishy-washy.
Yeah, some of it is like this right here was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, why?
That was unnecessary.
No. But if there was
Not
something
needed.
in her face that gave something, but there was nothing that you could grab
Yeah.
onto.
Hmm. No, there's yeah, I can see what some of the stuff is trying to do, but it's too slow. There needs to be like every scene needs to have sort of a point to it. For a moment there, I thought that was the mic boom. It's just a feat.
That was the what? Sorry.
The feet were coming down behind her. I thought it was the mic boom.
Cool looking city. That's the romance theme, Pete. Keeps coming back.
That's with the different one. I think that's the friendship
Oh,
song. This is a little bit of Rebels fan service, I think.
I love how they set up the villains in this. Really good. Good characters there.
Hmm. Good casting. Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, did you say?
Yeah, that's Do you remember Solo?
Oh, yep.
The movie Solo. It started on this planet. Another callback. It's one thing that I kind of do like that they've been doing in, like, even in Mandalorian. Not necessarily the execution of it, but I like that they've thought, you know, there's practicalities involved in this type of thing. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
She accidentally turns it on and chops its head off. Is there actually anyone in the Twitch?
One viewer. I think it might be you.
Did you check?
No comments.
No, I'm not actually in there.
One viewer.
It's probably you.
Could be. SSDs, solid state drive.
Super Starstrom. Solid state drive. I wasn't expecting action. Oh, come on, just get on with it.
Cool looking armor.
Yeah. This is a bit more like it.
Pretty cool. Oh man, when they get there, they do it so well, hey?
Hmm.
That's
Now
a
we have
great
a
scene.
few. Now we just have
I'm
to
gonna go
watch
back
them
to
walk
sleep.
around the room for 5
I'm gonna
minutes.
go snooze again.
Yep. Is she going to go through and touch everything in the room? Yep, feel this, feel that. I remember that. I remember that. Oh, this is. How about I get this? I didn't look at this for a while. Okay, come on. Oh, Jesus.
So she was a Mando, hey?
Hmm. Okay, this is. Alright, alright.
She's got the helmet as well.
She put the knife back and there was blood all over it.
Oops. Missing an ear. She Van Gogh'd it.
Okay. Scalp.
Chop so far is the most interesting character of the heroes.
He was in Rebels as well.
Oh, I see.
I think the that wah 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 is actually the voice of Dave Filoni.
Hey, that's cool.
You know what they could do with? They need a bit of help. I think they need Luke Skywalker.
What's that?
They need a bit of Luke Skywalker to come and give them a hand.
Do you reckon they will?
No. She doesn't have a braid.
Yeah, I thought that you might have left the braid, eh? What
Hmm.
does the braid signify? How many years you've been training?
That I don't know. I just assumed it meant you're a Padawan.
Oh, it's Halo.
Oh, that's a big ass. Oh, that's interesting.
Intergalactic.
Intergalactic.
Amazing design, eh?
Hmm.
picking up.
Yeah. Interesting choice of music at the end.
Oh gosh, I miss Game of Thrones so bad.
Is that what that's making you feel? It is a little bit,
With
isn't
the
it?
little map and the zooming
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. How did you feel about the end of the Game of Thrones series?
Oh, we've gone over that.
Have we? I can't remember. You didn't like it.
It got where it needed to get, but it was way too rushed.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys screwed the pooch so bad.
But there was epic battles up until
Yeah.
then.
Like the epic battles were good. Just yeah. It was funny. I just saw David Tennant.
Didn't see it.
David Tennant. I think he might be the droid.
Ah, right.
But yeah.
What do you reckon so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think it's. There's some stuff in, like Mandalorian that I find cringeworthy. You know, some of the characters. I haven't hated any of the characters. The Sabine Wren character is a little annoying, but we'll see. But she's not terrible.
Sabine?
There's, yeah, but there are some characters in Mandalorian, like the lady who's on, that he keeps going back to on Tatooine. I just don't understand. She's like a terrible job of acting.
Yeah.
And and even like there's been, you know, they must get friends or something to do the scenes, because some of them just can't act.
Do you think Sabine falls into that category?
No, I don't think so. I don't think she's a bad actress. She's playing a character.
I really liked the blonde Padawan. She's amazing. She's she hasn't got any dialogue, but you can read so much from her reactions. You know, when he said power, and like there's just this little, there's enough space that she's not like jumping in. You know that you can tell her intention from her face, whereas like Sabine, you can't read it as strong. It's sort of like they're giving her lots of opportunities to shine, but she's not as like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. She's not expressing emotion.
Yeah,
It's
a little bit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like you can kind of expect that a bit from Ahsoka with the whole Jedi thing, but
A little bit of more earnestness, maybe, would have gone a long way. I like that scene with the droid. Like, it sort of broke her down a bit. Maybe she'll continue along that. She's holding back a bit, maybe, because it's still early days. See what happens.
But you're right. The like the scenes that you're supposed to have sort of the emotional quiet times, you're right. She probably was not quite as vulnerable as she could have been in those moments, which is what was the point of those scenes.
I think it was, really.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
One of those
audience
was to show vulnerability.
entry point to her arc. And it was sort of like, I get it, but it didn't really feel it. I feel it more for the blonde Padawan than I do for her.
I feel it more for the master, the bad guy.
Well, it's interesting
because like where he said to lose Ahsoka would be a shame. Like he really, that was much.
That was great.
Just in that,
just
that was.
It was good.
A bit more emotive than her staring at like her good friend who's gone missing a long time.
But also like that dialogue where he said, you know, for some it's war, for some it's what else? What was the other thing?
For some it's freedom or something.
Liberty.
Like
was it liberty?
Liberty, yeah. I don't know.
But for us it's power. And that
And when he
was.
said power, he goes,
But I liked the little pause between there because there was a little bit of question as to his motives, and there was some complexity there. But they quickly re-Star Wars'd it, and he's the bad guy.
he's good. He does a good job of being like using what little he has to show a more complex character.
I think that's
than
probably
could
yeah.
have.
Yeah, he's done well with it.
Like he's not just. I think that's the problem with a lot of actors, like that haven't learned to. That they have like a two-dimensional way.
They're reading
of
it too
playing.
straight.
Yeah, they don't give it intention or. I think people like when I said vulnerability, that's one of the emotions you expected to see from her, but it's the actual in those moments expressing the inner thoughts of a person. That adds the complexity to it. Just to so it gives it a bit more like you can see there's a history to him because he used to be a former Jedi, so it wasn't just Jedi shithouse bastards. It was there's a history there for this guy, and it actually plays out in some of the things that he says.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. So that's interesting.
I just realized I blanked off your screen. I put it so I could watch you, but then the stream you couldn't see your face. For all that, we can hear you.
I just moved you across. So
I moved you back. Yeah, I do know what you mean. So there's room for improvement, but definitely, yeah, it was like there were strong moments with the action scenes, and
I think the cinematography is better than in The Mandalorian.
yeah, definitely.
That
just felt so much tighter, hey, that series. It like gripped you straight from the get-go. Yeah.
I think Mandalorian, yeah, I think...
Because he had such swagger, hey, as a main character.
I think that if you did Mandalorian more using some of this actually a lot of the best episodes of Mandalorian were done by Dave Filoni, I think. And I think the difference is...
Well, it was a new character, so he had a blank slate. He didn't have to do what he's doing now, which is sewing the two series together with all of these bits and pieces, and like you need to spend a bit of time with that stuff, but probably not as much time as you think. Eh?
I think that I just think that I think that there are a few, the slow you're adapting things.
Oh, you're breaking up.
think-
What did you say again?
Been done, where it wasn't. It was.
Oh, you're
But
really
still,
breaking up. I couldn't hear much of what you just said.
Some little bit to this too.
I think there's something wrong with your net.
You have to. I can't even see your face right now. You're just smiling at no one. Can you hear? Oh,
There's something wrong, hey?
that's back now.
Is it back? Okay. Something
Yeah.
weird happened.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say? I missed it all.
Just some of the shots could have been done a little bit differently to make them shorter, but still long enough to give space. Like when she's walking around, going through the whole feeding of the animal and all of that. Like there's, I don't know. Like
They really could have,
like,
I hate
I'm
to
gonna
say it,
pick
but they
some,
could have
but
learned
I'm-
something from
I'm
J.J.
gonna-
Abrams in that regard. He's very expedient in his like character development.
Well, when she's doing stuff, she's doing it too slow.
Yeah.
She's taking it absolutely everything. Oh, I've got to get out the cat dog food now.
Whereas, like, do you remember when they introduced Rey? She made the food. You could see he was doing it, but then she was already eating it, and she was like, it was the way she was eating it.
Yeah,
that you told.
there's the cut.
Yeah,
There's a cut where that can.
And she
like,
puts
they
on the
can do
helmet
more
and
cuts.
pretends to play, and like there's stuff that, you know, leads like
That's
the
true.
audience into this
That was a very
world.
good. That was a very good part. That was very well done, wasn't it? In that Force Awakens when they did that part,
It
like
was
they
similar sort
established.
of thing. Yeah, they established the character, but like we didn't know who they
Yeah.
were, and like, but it was a lot faster.
Mm. Mm.
But
Yeah,
this is
that's true.
TV as well. It's not a movie. I think we're a bit spoiled.
That's true too. Yeah. Plus, I don't think they probably have as much time because he's got to get through, an entire series. So you can't do all of that type of like the level of editing that would be required
Yeah.
to make a movie. Like 2 hours, an hour and a half, or what? Nothing's an hour and a half anymore, but 2.5 hours versus. Well, I mean, those 2 episodes would have been 90 minutes. What did it mean? Yeah, about 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So an hour and a half, and then like what, 6 other episodes that could have been half
It's a
an
lot
hour
of work,
each.
isn't
So,
it? Yeah.
so
So you got to cut
like
him some
there's stuff
slack.
in there. There could have been some better cuts, I think. Just not cuts in terms of like I think that the shots are all good. I just think you could have shortened some of it down a bit. Yeah.
I think underlying all of it is a little bit of a like the whole premise of it is a little bit weak, where they're finding this, you know, the map, and then they have to find this thing, and it's another thing, and they even had a nod to it. Nothing is straightforward with you, Jedi, and that was like, okay, yeah, he's even saying it himself as a writer that this is what it is. But fuck, I think you can. I think we've shown that in Mando that you can do things differently. You don't have to just do this zigzaggy sort of nothing, you know?
Yeah.
There's nothing basing behind it. It's just, what did we watch?
There's
Why did they go to that
the
train
whole
yard,
MacGuffin.
really? Just for like that shipyard, you know, just for that exchange? Was that really, you know? I don't know. It just felt
Well,
like...
I think they're trying to create different environments, which is a very Star Warsy thing. Going to different worlds is a thing about Star Wars,
Yeah.
which I think that gives it a more makes you feel that there's a larger world, which is good. I think it's like going from place to place. Yeah, I mean they're trying to create set pieces in which they can have action as well as things. It's just like when they first introduced Ahsoka and she's going through and she's doing all of the mysterious, rotating of stuff. I thought that was fine once, but not every episode is going to have a slow scene where they explain how all the little balls fit together and lasers go off. And like, I think if they're doing that every single episode, that's gonna get old.
Yeah. It's only 6 episodes, right? It's the same as Obi-Wan?
I don't know. I don't know how many episodes it is. Do you know?
I thought it was 6. I thought it was 6, yeah.
Okay. So 4 more episodes then.
Yeah. It's not that much time.
No. I think he's doing a movie, actually.
Oh, okay. That could explain it.
But I don't know if it's...
Ahsoka movie.
I don't know if this is... I don't know if it's an Ahsoka movie. I think he's doing a Star Wars film, but I don't know what it's about.
Yeah. But pretty good, eh? Thanks for watching. So you got to get to bed, eh?
Thanks very much.
11?
I do, and I have to make his lunch because I didn't get to it.
Any final words before I end the stream?
I'm interested to see where it goes. I think the Grand Admiral Thrawn is actually one of the best characters in Star Wars. So that's...
And Dooku as well is coming back. Isn't he?
Dooku? No. Is he?
I don't know. I thought I saw him.
Christopher Lee is dead, man.
Yeah, I thought they got the CGI for something.
Did they?
Maybe, I don't know.
When?
Maybe I misread it or something.
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't pick that up anyway.
Yeah,
I just like the Thrawn as a character was. Do you know where he came from?
No, I didn't get that far.
He's from. So he was a character that was actually written in one of the first uh, books uh, that came that started to come out for Star Wars, um, by Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, I think I
I've
remember you
forgotten what.
telling me about it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then become
And
accepted as law.
that's right. It went. They called it Legends, but he was such a well loved character that uh, that they even gave the author the opportunity to write the character into Star Wars again, um, and uh, and then they brought him into Rebels as one of the main
Mm,
villains,
yeah,
and so yeah, I haven't watched all of Rebels, so I don't know how much
it's
depth they
is it
gave
still
to the
going?
character.
Rebels?
No,
Rebel? No,
no,
it's
no, no.
done.
This is it. Ahsoka's Rebels season, whatever.
Uh, how many seasons were in
Um,
Rebels?
I don't know.
Uh,
About 20, I think.
oh, it was
I
massive, was
don't know.
it?
No, I think maybe five. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, but yeah, no, it'll be good to see where this goes and see
What
how
do you
they
reckon,
do
Chris?
Thrawn.
Chris will think
He couldn't give a shit.
he's over it,
I
eh?
don't think he's over Star Wars. Yeah,
Uh,
I think he'd like Andor, but yeah, he's pretty. I think the Last Jedi really of all Last Jedi started it. No, he was for him. It was really
Rise,
what was
Rise of
Rise of the
Skywalker.
Skywalker. Oh, jeez. Yeah,
Because I remember
I haven't
he
actually.
actually liked the idea of what was happening, and but they reversed it, and then he gave up. I thought that's what happened.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. The that they went in a direction and then they flipped it back
Yeah,
again, and
yeah.
yeah, basically undermined the entire film by yeah. It was such a dumb film. Anyway, but I think Rise of Skywalker really ended it for him because
He
it
never
just
got
had
into Mando.
no, not. I don't think so. Not
Hmm.
really. Um, but I think his Brando really like that. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't
no.
know if he'd like this one, eh? It's not much here. It's just a new sort of spin-off. It's nothing really revolutionary, I don't think. Not yet,
No.
anyway.
I mean, I don't mind some of the things that they're doing in terms of introducing how they're introducing like the reemergence of the Empire and sort of like the aftermath of what happens with the New Republic. I think that's interesting stuff um, to do. But uh, how that like the practicalities of we can't just scrap all the people who used to work for the Empire.
Mm.
But did you watch the latest season of Mandalorian?
Uh, I think I did. When did it? What was it? What season was it?
Uh, I can't remember. It was the one where it wasn't really about the Mandalorian anymore. It was about the Katie Sackhoff, her character.
Oh shit, maybe I didn't. When was it released?
I'm not sure if you did. It was this year,
Was it this year?
I
Fuck.
believe.
Oh, I've missed it
It
then.
was the
Oh,
beginning
watch
of
it.
the year. I think you have, yeah.
All
I
right, I
thought you
better
might
watch
have.
it then. I didn't
Yeah,
know they kept going
but
with it.
there isn't.
Because
Well, there isn't much
Boba
time.
Fett was like Mando Part 2, 2.5, and I was like pretty satisfied with that for a while. And then I thought, oh
Really?
fuck. Oh
Man,
well, like
Boba Fett
seeing Luke
was
Skywalker training
terrible.
young
Oh yeah,
Yoda.
that's true. Sorry, that the 2.5 part Mandalorian.
Yeah. So I didn't realize
But
that they were actually working on Mando still. Okay.
yeah, well, I'm not sure if
Because
I
Mando
think
was
there's
in
going to be a
so much in that.
Mandalorian movie.
Is there? Okay. I'll have to
So
go and watch
yeah,
it.
watch it, finish it off. There's some really crazy, stupid episodes, but it's still got some stuff to.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
All right, dude.
Yeah, have a look.
I'll better
All
let
right.
you go then. Thanks for that. Thanks,
And,
everyone.
stopping.
Stopping now.